Hi there, my name is Dower. Thanks so much for giving the Eflyn self-checkout app on the Shopify App Store a try. On this quick little tutorial, we're going to be going over how you can set up your Eflyn self-checkout on your Shopify store. Just a quick tutorial of how the app gets installed, how you configure your first self-checkout system for your Shopify shop, and just a little bit about how the integration works. So let's just dive right in. So the very first thing that will happen once you click install on the Shopify App Store is you're going to be land on our page here where we're going to complete the second step of our installation process. So the first thing you'll need to do is just either sign in or create an account on our system, just to create an account for your specific kiosk management application called My Eflyn. That's where we basically control different aspects of the kiosk hardware, such as what collections we want to show and what Shopify location it's using and things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and create an account now. So we can either log in or create an account. So I'll just sign up with a new account. So let's say my account at eflyn.com. And we'll just create ourselves a password here. There we go. Great. Now, once that account is set up, you're going to get a chance to create your own workspace on My Eflyn, which is the kiosk management platform. And so you can just pick any name you want, very similar to how you might have your name at myshopify.com. So I'm just going to create one here, client example, set up account. It's going to start setting up the account now. That should take a couple of minutes, and we'll just be back in a second. It's just kind of provisioning your account and setting up an instance where you'll be able to manage your kiosks and connect them to your Shopify store. So now we're on your official Eflyn Kiosk Platform backend. This is the backend where you'll be connecting and activating each of your individual kiosks to this system, as well as setting up your Shopify self-checkout. And so to do that, you can start by either entering in your kiosk code, which will appear on your kiosk if you have an Eflyn kiosk, or if you are just using your own display, you can actually download the application for either Windows or Mac for your own computer to run this setup. And once you have that application installed, it will give you a 6-digit code to connect wherever you're running that kiosk to this system. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter the code that I see on my kiosk here. There we go. It's going to help me create my first kiosk. So I'm just going to go ahead and click create. Now I have my first kiosk fully set up, and we're going to be able to start installing some apps and some content on there. And so to do that, we're going to go to the next tab here called Apps. This is where you'll find all the official apps that we support, including our Shopify integrated self-checkout. And so to install that, you just click simply install. This is going to ask you to connect this to your Shopify store. Now, our backend can actually support more than one Shopify store. If you have more than one Shopify account and you want to use different kiosks with different Shopify checkout stores, that's perfectly fine. You'll just be able to select a number of them here once you kind of go through the same installation process for each of your stores. And then once this is done, we'll just click finish installing. That's going to set up that kiosk for us, and then also ask if we would like to run it on any of our kiosks. And we're just going to go ahead and launch this Shopify checkout on our kiosks, and we'll go have a look at what that looks like. And we can actually go to our kiosk and have a look at that application. So if you actually click on any of your kiosks here, it will actually start running a simulator for you, so you can actually browse and see what the kiosk would look like if it was actually running on your display. So the basic Shopify checkout app, it kind of automatically uses some images for a screensaver as well as a banner. But you can see that it's kind of, at least the basic application out of the box, pulls up all of your collections on the left side, and you can kind of start browsing items for self-checkout on this stage and add items to your cart as well. But obviously we want to make a couple of customizations to this, so let's go back over to apps. This is our Shopify checkout app. We can actually pin it to the side if we want to be able to access it easier. And so once we go on this, we can actually set up our banner and screensaver individually. So I'm going to go ahead and set up some nice banners and screensavers for us now. In order to do that, we can simply just click the add button next to banner, and we can give this a name. So I'm going to call this our shop themed banner, and we'll go ahead and upload an image. You can do that by either dragging and dropping an image from your computer, or you can click insert upload, and you can upload images or videos or web pages and some of the widgets that we offer as well for your banners and screensavers. I'm just going to drag and drop this here. That's going to upload that image. Perfect. And we're just going to hit create slideshow. Now that that's been created, I can actually use it over here just by selecting which signs I want to use with my app. I'm going to select shop theme banner and hit save. And let's have a look at what that did for our kiosk. So we'll go back to kiosks, click on our kiosk, pull up our simulator here, and let's have a look. So the screensaver stayed the same, but now I have a beautiful banner which I can customize with different products and images and information that you get from your store. And again, we support images, videos, and a couple of other formats for you to upload your content in. Another thing we'll have a look at now is how we can customize these collections on the left side, as well as how we can customize the screensaver. So let's go back to our Shopify checkout. And this time we'll create a screensaver, same kind of concept. We'll have to create a brand new slideshow. We'll call this shop screensaver. Notice how you can create a couple of them, and the benefit of being able to create a couple of them is you can kind of switch out from time to time if you want to do kind of holiday themed screensavers, or if you want to do like a holiday themed or maybe a summer themed one or a sale themed one, and be able to switch between banners and screensavers on the fly. You can definitely do that. With this screensaver, I'm actually going to upload a second slide as well, so you can see what that looks like. So now we have two slides here, and there's about a duration of 9 seconds between each of these slides. Naturally, you can adjust that duration to whatever you want, as well as upload images and as well as upload videos if you want to use videos as well. But for us, I think these two slides are going to be good. So we'll go ahead and create that slideshow. And of course, select that shop screensaver here. So we're going to use that on our Shopify checkout. Hit save. And you can see now in the simulator that we have our screensaver loading up. It's also looping between the different images that we uploaded. And now we can click into it. We have our beautiful banner at the top. As you can see, it's starting to look much nicer. And we're going to start making a couple more customizations here. The last thing I'll show you is obviously you'll want to customize the collections. And so to do that, we can go back to the Shopify checkout, scroll down. There's some other information here I'll go over quickly. So under location, this is where you can choose which location your kiosk will be talking to in terms of adjusting inventory and creating orders that fulfill at that location. This is the fulfillment option. So here you can choose whether you want kiosk orders to automatically be fulfilled when they get created in Shopify as orders, or if you don't want them to automatically fulfill, you want them to be unfulfilled and mark them as fulfilled later. Here you can choose what countries you want to support for shipping. Currently we only support the US and Canada for shipping. If you'd like to enable shipping for other countries, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we can definitely help you out with that. Here under customer information, this is where you can select what kind of customer information you want to capture and pass into Shopify on the kiosk. So you can choose if you want to require full name, for example, or just show the field or hide it entirely. So for example, we can hide the full name field, we can show the phone field as optional, and we could require that they fill out their email address. You can also enable email subscriptions if you want to ask the user for if they want to subscribe to your marketing, and this will actually update that setting in Shopify customers so you can track which customers have subscribed to alerts using your kiosks. Under checkout and pay, these are the options we support for payments. So you can pay at the kiosk using a certified payment terminal from a supported payment processor. Please contact Eflyn for more details about that. By default, we enable the pay later option, which is basically users can create orders on the kiosk without payment, and they'll be created as unpaid orders in the Shopify store. And then they could go to a Shopify POS system or go online and complete that order as well. And then we also have the mobile checkout option, which basically presents a QR code on the kiosk that people can use to complete the checkout with their phone and actually pay with their phone. The pay at the kiosk option is obviously the quickest and best option. It just takes a little bit of configuration based on your region and what payments are supported in your region. So please do reach out to us about that, and we can help you enable that option. And now here we are at user interface. So this is where you can actually select which specific collections you want to show on the kiosk. And so, for example, we have these 4 collections here. If you wanted to add more, you can simply click the plus button, and these are all collections that are loading in from your kiosk, from your Shopify store. So, for example, let's say we wanted to add the women's apparel collection. We can just simply click done. That adds it right here, and we'll just move that right under men's apparel. You can kind of resort these however you want. And so let's say we wanted that to be the first one we wanted to load up, so we would move it right to the top, and that will make sure that that's the first one selected. You can also change the name if you wanted to change, for example, the name as to how it displays on the kiosk. Instead of using the term women's collection, which is from your Shopify collection, you want to override that with, let's say, women's clothing. You could do that as well. So let's save changes and have a look at our collections now. So we go back to the kiosks, go into our simulator. We can see we're using our screensaver, we're using our banner, and it loaded up our women's clothing collection. It's called women's clothing, referencing the women's apparel collection in Shopify. And that's pretty much it. So we can obviously add things to our cart. Everything is fully updated in real time. So all the variants available on the kiosk, the quantities available, and you can also scan in items as well. Any items that are added to a cart, which can be reviewed at any time. And then this is the information step that we had ensured. So for example, first name and last name are optional fields, whereas email is a required field to check out. And then once they check out, that'll create the order in Shopify. So that's a quick look at the Shopify self-checkout system available on the Eflyn Kiosk Platform. Again, once you've installed it from Shopify, really the only step is to configure your application and then run it in a simulator to see how it looks. And then whenever you're ready to take your kiosks live, you can obviously just launch them using the same 6-digit PIN number that we showed you at the beginning. If you need any help with anything, don't hesitate to contact us. My name is Dower, and this is Eflyn. You can find out more about us at eflyn.com or reference our Shopify app listing for more information. And if there's anything you need in terms of helping you get up and running with your own Shopify self-checkout system, please do let us know, and we'll be happy to do anything we can to make that happen. So thanks again for your time today, and hope this was a helpful screencast to get up and running with the system.